Just getting myself organised while I wait for some of you guys to join. Who have we got there? Someone's joined. Don't be shy, guys. Feel free to drop some comments. I'm just getting myself prepared here. Just putting out some invites. Hey Tony, how are you, mate? I'm just dropping a few invites out. Don't want to go rushing ahead. Hey Aaron, nice to have you, mate. What kind of oil? It's empty. I'm going to weather this. This is a year racing one too. I've got a lot of year racing scull accessories. So I'm going to use the technique I've done on the other stuff, or these wonderful, cool, rusty, dirty looking things. I'm going to do it on this. Should I wait a few minutes to see if anyone else wants to join in? Or should I just start now? Hey Johnny, nice to have you on board, mate. I'll give you guys a little rundown. Give any other people a bit of time to join if they want. The main things I use, Tamiya, etc. Tamiya paint is the X1 black. My weathering kit, I use that one the most. I do have that one as well. You don't use that so much. It's more so the other one. Between the other one, hey Tyler, nice to have you, mate. Between the other one and the black and some water, that's mainly what you use. So now I've got a few of you guys here. I might just start firing away with a bit of what I do, yeah? First things first, around some of these edges, this is a bit hard for me to try and explain it whilst holding everything, but around some of these edges on the ribs, things like that, I'm going to hit it with some black paint, dab it with some silver. That's to make it look like something's rubbed against it a lot over time. That's the effect I'm going for anyway. Once I've got a bit of silver down, I'll hit it with black again and then rust over the top of it. So let's get started, shall we? Feel free to ask any questions, make any suggestions, tell me if this is boring. Going live is not something I've done a whole lot of, so if it's crap, tell me and I won't do it again. Right, so I'm going to get a bit of black paint. I'm going to put some around on here. I'll do little pieces to give you an idea. Then I'm going to dab it with some toilet tissue, tissue paper, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same stuff. Give it a little dab. That makes it dirty. Whilst this is still dampish, I'm going to take my little brush, dab it in my silver, and then dab it on. Hopefully this will give me a nice little bit of silver around the lip. I'll do a touch more. Sort of gives you the idea. Hey pal. Hey Ryan. Ryan's watching, everyone. Say hello, Ryan. Okay, so that's got my black paint, then some silver around the lip. Might do a little bit more black. Hey punk, said Ryan because he's funny. Thanks for joining, Ryan. Appreciate it. Thanks all you guys for watching, actually, because I'm sure there's a lot better things you could be doing at whatever time it is, wherever you are. So I've hit it with a bit more black around here. Now I'm going to go straight into my rust colour and generously dab that straight on the tacky paint. Touch more. I will show you what this looks like. So already in not a whole lot of time, we're starting to get a bit of weather going on. Another good option too is to layer this stuff on. So I'm going to hit it with some more black, then some more rust over the top to give it the effect that the paint's peeled underneath the rust and the surface rust has gone all around the top. So hit it with a touch more paint over the top. All this stuff too, guys, you're going to experiment with it. You're not going to get it right first go. I don't think I'm an expert. I'm still learning. So I'm just showing you how I do it at the moment to get the look that I like. Not sure how well you can see this. So that's already starting to look pretty dirty and crappy and old. Next thing I'll do, this decal, these usually aren't on these fuel containers when you get them. I'm going to put a dab of black paint on it. I'm going to put some water on it and then dab it all around it to try and make this look a bit dirty. That's the plan anyway. With a lot of this stuff, I just sort of think of this sort of thing in my head and go, if that was really old, how did it get that old and how did it sort of deteriorate? So haphazard splotch of paint and water. The water helps spread your black out and doesn't make it set as quick or make it as thick and nasty. With a little bit of a dab of the paint there, I'm sort of swiping it as well, just to try and stretch it out a touch. Now on this one, I'm going to dab on some black over the top, because stickers don't rust. Right. Starting to look a little dirty. What I might actually do is I'll use some of this, maybe the light sandy colour, or maybe the mud, and just to see if I can dirty it as opposed to just rust or weather it. That's what's going on up in here anyway. So touch more water. I'm going to put it around the outside of what I've already done. Again, having that black already on your brush dipping in water adds to it all. It all helps. Just a slight dab. I don't want to take too much off. Then we'll try a bit of light sand first. Yeah, I like that. That's good. That actually makes it look like the sticker's starting to peel off in places. So, Ryan, get out, mate. Come on. So, in the short time, Ryan, the short time that we've been doing this, we've already aged that. It started to rust. we can actually add the rust powder thicker up along the top to give it that extra depth. We've already made the sticker look like it's dirty, peeling off, worn. We'll do some more, eh? I'll just race and keep going. If anyone except for Ryan's got some questions, okay, feel free to ask, okay? Because Ryan thinks he's funny, but he's not. For those of you wondering, or that anyone's ever looked at comments Ryan and I've done back and forwards, we're actually really good mates. We take the piss out of each other all the time. So don't take us too seriously. Okay, big black splotch up the top. Gonna smash that with some rust. That's a nice greasy mark. What I'll do up around the top here, I'm going to go crazy with the rust and make it thick, like this whole edge is starting to weather away, disappear. Keep in mind too, you can also take your knife to it, you can take a file to it, hack up the edges. I'm thinking shortly, not tonight obviously, but at some stage soon, I'm going to hit the little silver Jeep with some rust and some holes and just go crazy on it. Here's another quick little tip. If you want to go thick rust so it's all sitting on there, it's a bit hard with something this big, but if you can run it around inside the powder, it will make it sit on there better. Then just dab the excess that's sitting on it. I'm not sure how well you're going to see this, but it will add the rust texture to the top. Melissa said you did a good job in the bucket. Thanks, Melissa. I really quite like that bucket. Look, here it is. I've got rusty scale shit here everywhere. I really should stop. I've got a problem. Hashtag rust the world. So here's a question while I'm doing all this. Where's everyone from? Let's make this isn't just about me. My whole Facebook group it's about all of us. It's about the hobby, how much we enjoy it, meeting new people. If it wasn't for this hobby, I wouldn't have met Ryan. Ryan and I are really great mates, and that's all because of RC. Lovely, I'm pretty happy with that. On the top, I will do a bit more. I might actually do a little bit of silver around the back part. Hit it with my black. Touch of water. That's what I've done up there. Now I'm going to be very generous with the silver because I want it to sit thick on that back lip. Then I will just go straight to the water, run a bit over the top, rust over the top of that. I'm not going to sit here and go, good weathering means you do this and do that, because I don't know. I'm just a guy that does my own weathering. I think it looks cool. Should drill a small hole on the top. It's got a lid, Ryan. Doesn't need a hole. Now I'm going to make the paint on the top a bit less there than it probably should be. We'll do a nice big patch. It has got a cap on it, mate. Top. Look, there's a cap right there. Grand Junction, Colorado. Sacramento, California. If I balls up anyone's names, or the names of where you live, don't be offended. It could happen. Right. So you can see the process that I'm doing here is the same everywhere. Once you get a bit of an idea as to the look you're going for, and what works best for you doing it, just keep doing it. Quit doing it upside down. It doesn't matter if it's upside down. Why did I invite you? No. Put some black over the top. Black's going to be my dirty dirt colour. There we go. That's getting there now. I like that. You guys tell me what you think of any of this stuff. Does that look to you like the paint has peeled off around here and it's got rust building up around it? Everyone except for Ryan. Ryan doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what's funny now, Ryan, actually, now that I think about it? Whoever put that gasoline sticker on may have put it on upside down. Anyway, this gives you a bit of an idea of what I do. I'll keep going. I'll do some more. I mean, if you guys are bored, tell me and I'll stop doing it. Anyone bored yet? What do we all think of the idea of doing a live feed? Is it good? Is it worth me doing it? Should I stop doing it? Okay, we're going for a big one this time. Black paint, bit of water, spread it around, dipping into the rust, straight over the top of my paint. This will wreck these little brushes. RC connector, well, politicians shall drive RC, maybe they'll be more friendly. That's pretty hopeful, Powell. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, mate. I'm probably not, and if I'm not, I apologise. So, you let me know how I'm going with that, alright? More rusty colour. I'm going to put some water on. I'm going to put a little bit of silver on. And then I'm going to rust over the lot again. So, what time is it where everyone is right now? Because where it is here, I should be in bed. But I'm not, because I'm doing a live feed to make this page more interesting, to show you guys how I do this. Ryan, you should send me over your Jeep. Let me rust it up. Let me just go nuts on it. I'm not having much luck with this piece. There we go. It's funny when you do this stuff. It's easy to have a part where everything seems to go brilliant, and then you do a couple of pieces and it's just crap. Well, you don't want more rust, Ron? Now, here's another thing I like to do as well. I'm going to put some thick water on here. Then I'm going to, with my little flathead screwdriver, scoop up some of the excess powder I've got and drop it on top. Just to try and make the rust around this top edge prominent and really stick out. I could fail, it might not work, but let's try it anyway. This is the sort of stuff I try to get more depth in what I'm doing. I mean, we can paint rust on and it'll look like rust from a distance, but when someone comes and looks at your work close up, or when someone looks at your work close up, or you do some pictures, etc., you want texture. How does that look, guys? Is that any good or is it crap? You can tell me. I think I want some more black in it, right through the middle, just to depth it out a bit more. Alright, everyone, go and check out Slinky Straps. Ryan makes really good, and I'm not just saying this because he's my mate, if it was crap, I'd tell you. Ryan makes really good straps for your RC cars. They work. They look cool. They're scale. And they're cheap. I think that looks good. Ta-da! So, that's how I weather stuff. That's the first part. I may add a bit more rust around here. Maybe a touch around the bottom. I'll do that now. This gives you a bit of an idea of how I do it. It doesn't have to be hard. When I first did this, I didn't research it. I went and bought the kits on the web. I was at the hobby shop already and I've seen these weathering kits and went, oh, that looks cool. So I bought two. Not having any experience with this stuff before, I thought, how hard could it be? I didn't think that. I just bought them. It was I want to experiment and see if I can do it. And so far, people seem to like what I do. I mean, I like it. Ideally, it doesn't matter if people like it or not, as long as you like what you do. But if other people look at what you do and say to you, that looks really good, or that looks like it's properly rusty, that's a good thing, yeah? So, there we have it. I quite like that. The only problem is, there's lots of it to go. So, do you guys want me to keep going, or do you want me to stop this now so you can, have a life and do what you got to do? Shut up, Ryan. The best thing about these, Ryan, is that people can always come back and watch it later. I actually, not long before I started this, jumped onto Slinky's RC Garage, shameless plug, look it up on Facebook. Jumped onto Slinky's RC Garage and watched the live feed that Ryan and I done. It's funny. It is funny stuff. It's got like 100 and something views, I think. Because that's what we're about these days. I'm glad to have you, Paul. Okay, Chris Leach has joined. Hello, Chris Leach. How are you, buddy? I was going to invite you, mate, but I wasn't sure what time it is where you are, so I didn't, because I don't want to go inviting people and they send me a message the next day going, mate, why are you messaging me at 3 in the morning? Because I'm up. How are you, Chris? Welcome to the honest live video. If you think it's crap, you can tell me. If it is, I'll just hit stop. I figured, I'll look at Ryan's hungry. He's got to go. Okay, Ron, you're going to feed yourself, mate. We'd hate for you to starve. Glad to hear it, Chris. I'll give you a quick 2-second rundown of what I'm doing, mate. I've already weathered the front of this drum. It was all like that before I started. Essentially, the quick how I do it is I will dip my little paintbrush in some black paint, put some down, dip my paintbrush straight in some water, spread the black paint out a bit further, like yay. I'll grab some toilet tissue, give it a dab. I want it tacky, I don't want to take all the paint off. Then with my Tamiya rusting powders, dab it straight onto the tacky paint. In some spots, like around the ribs, etc., you want it thick. In other spots, you want it nice and light. And then, it looks like that. This is going to be probably the quickest, easiest way I've seen rusting done. That's not tooting my own horn. I've seen a lot of people do rusting and they will spend hours upon hours on something like this. I've been doing this for as long as this feed goes, and I've spent half of it talking crap. just keep dusting. What time is it where you are, Chris? Thanks, buddy. I'm trying. I'm still new at all this. I'm no expert. Hey, David. Welcome aboard, mate. It's nice to have you with us. I'll give Dave the quick rundown in a second too. Where are you, Chris? I forget where you live, mate. Are you in Queensland? So, quick rundown for you, Dave. What I'm doing, mate. Dipping my little brush here in my black Tamiya paint. Whacking it on pretty generously. Dipping my brush straight in some water. Brisbane, I thought I was close, Chris. Spreading it out a touch. Toilet tissue, tissue paper, tape it. Bit of a dab, nothing crazy. Then I'm going to take my little brush and dab it straight onto the tacky paint. Because with this powder stuff, if you dab it on dry with nothing on there, it's going to come off. Dennis has joined us. Everyone say hello to Dennis. Dennis is another one of my great mates from the States. One of the best guys you'll ever meet. Welcome aboard, Dennis. Thanks, David. I really appreciate that, mate. I feel very honoured to know the people I know in RC all over the world. There's so many great people out there, and it's because of you guys. Actually, it's seriously because of you guys this group started. I had a few of you guys come to me and say, start this group because we want to watch what you do. I originally was a little bit hesitant towards starting it because I don't want people sitting there thinking I'm some up myself wanker that just goes, oh, look at what I do, because I don't do that. Just doing some weathering, Dennis. I thought I'd go live. It's not something I do a lot. I thought I'd go live and show people how I do this sort of stuff. I'm quite liking the look of this Rusty. I'm going to have to do a vehicle. Should I rust the Jeep? What do you reckon? I'll do a couple of small spots through here. What time is it where you are, Dennis? Oh, you're in the same zone as Ryan. But I didn't pay attention when he told me anyway, so if you want to tell me what time it is, mate, go for it. Thanks, Chris. I really appreciate that, mate. I've been pretty blown away, actually, by the support I've gotten, not just from you guys in this group. I mean, straight up honest, the group is ridiculously cool. We've got some awesome members in this group. I mean, you guys make it a pleasure to jump onto Facebook, check the old notifications, and get excited about RC, because there's a lot of people out there in groups that, you know what it's like. They're all full of idiots. Whereas, I mean, I've had a few people in this group already say to me that this is one of the nicest groups they're in. Welcome aboard, Chris RC. Yeah, agreed, Chris. There's, like I say, there's dudes all over the world, and it's so nice to have such a variety of people that are all here for the right reason. This has all gone a bit serious now, hasn't it? Dabbing on some rust powder onto my tacky black paint. These are to represent spots where paint has chipped away. I should do some more silvery spots, but I'm quite liking that. This is where we're at so far. I went a little silly. For those that haven't seen it yet, I went a little silly and tried to dirty the sticker. I wanted to make it look like the sticker has ripped through here. So I essentially did this and this through here, but then I used some of this weathering kit with the mud and dirt, etc. on the sticker, because as we know, stickers don't rust. If any suggestions, guys, let me know. This is not just my group, this is our group. So if you think I should put a bit more rust somewhere, or I should do a little bit of something else, tell me, I'll do it. Has anyone got any questions for anyone else in the group? Because like Chris said, we got a lot of members all over the world, and there's a lot of different aspects to RC that we might not get to see because we're in different parts of each other's world. Put a bit of silver on the bottom of this one too. For those that haven't heard, I use the silver on edges to make it look like the paint's been rubbed off, essentially. Good question, Dennis, and I'm glad you asked. Tamiya weathering kit. These are like makeup, according to my partner. I'll do that, Chris, I will. That's a good idea. Essentially, Dennis, this stuff's like hard powder, so you've got to give it a bit of a scratch to loosen it up. Then this is the little brush that they give you with it, and then it's got a sponge end. I don't use that much. I pretty much use the brush end. You can see how much weathering I've done with this one. I might have to break this one out soon. So it's essentially the quick rundown of what I'm doing. I'll hit a spot. Excuse me. I'll hit a spot with. I'll do a fresh one. I'm winning. I'm running out of fresh spots. Right. So we'll just do a bit of a horrible mess there. Hit it with some water to spread out the paint. I'm going to dab it with some toilet tissue. That'll give you light and dark spots throughout, but I still want the paint tacky. Then I'll dip my little brush. Dude, how cool would that be, Dennis? I'd love to weather it, man. Right, dip it in the rust powder. Dip the rust powder over the black. This way the black paint will make your rust powder stick, and then you end up with what looks like a surface rust spot where the paint's come off your drum. When I got my cross truck, Dennis, I think the post was about $80 US. I just sent the A-main truck over. That went from here to California, I believe it was. That cost me, I shipped it express, that cost me 73 Australian, which I was pretty happy with that. I was expecting it to be at least $100, so I'm going to go a bit thicker in the black here. I've actually been quite surprised. I've had a few people message me and say, man, I want you to rust my stuff. Like, do you? Do you really though? I'll rust it. I think it'd be pretty cool to have someone send me stuff to rust. Right, so that's my patch there. You'll see what I've tried to do. I've done the original patch, gone over it with black again, done it again to try and add some depth to it. I want to put some black over the top. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's good. Dirty. Dirty, 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 good. You'll see too, with the close-ups of this, I know it's a bit hard to see, but there's texture. It's not just painted on. So once you hit this stuff with a coat of clear, you're going to have the texture and the look. I quite like this. I quite like how this is going. Go on, Paul, I dare to take you Mrs. Makeup stuff. I dare. Post the results. Alright, I'm going to jump straight onto Chris's idea. Now, Chris, you were saying about doing a spill, mate. Did you want the spill to go from here over the side, like someone's actually been pouring it? And that sort of with that down and make it a bit darker over the top. I'll leave that for you to decide, and I'll do a little patch over here. I agree with you, Dennis. I reckon there could be a market in this stuff. I think the only real killer would be posting stuff back and forwards. I don't know how many people are going to want to post something to you. You do the work, and then they have to post it back. You know what I mean? They post it to you. You post it back. It's going to add a bit of cost to the whole process. There's another little spot. The best thing about this stuff is it's quick. You can see yourself, I've done that spot in no time. The other spot's pretty quick too. I might even go over some of these, add some more black. I'll do you a quick example. I'll hit it with some water along this line here. Now I know there's still black on there. I'm not fazed about that. I'm going to, with my flathead screwdriver, scoop up a bit of this dust, drop it on top. This is really for the nasty texture, rust. And we're back. Okay, so my wireless decided to have a brain fart, so I've jumped straight onto my phone internet. This could cost me a bit of money. So I'm going to smash out Chris's idea with a spill from here down the front. The rest of it I'll do off camera. But I mean, look, we're most of the way home. I'll do a bit more up around here. I'll do the spill for Chris down here, and then a few more extra thick bits. Right, let's do Chris's spot. So I'm going to actually, before I'll hit the lid first. So I'll go all over the lid, and then I'm going to go straight for all silver. Dab that all over the lid to make it look like that lid used to be a nice silver one. That's sort of the plan anyway. If you don't get the cover you want, more water, more powder. There we go. Silver lid, done with weathering powder. I will scratch up some rust. I need some more of these kits. I've done that much rusting. I've nearly peeled through a whole kit. Right. Dab of black, dab of water. Let's go for a spill mark. It's not going to be very wide, because in my opinion it wouldn't be. Going to drizzle some down. What do you reckon about that far, Chris? Something like that? That's a good spill. I'm not even going to dab that one actually, because I want that to be a bit thicker. I'm going to hit it with black first to try and set it a little bit apart from the rest. That's our spill so far. And then I'm going to hit it with one of these colours just to make it look like an obvious different reason than the others. Because if I do it all the same, people are going to go, well, why does that look like that? That's exactly the same as the last bit. Because people do that. A bit more water. I'm just going to run this down on the inside of where I've already got my spill. I'm going to run a bit through to the cap. Then I'm going to go for this one here. This is the mud colour. I'm going to be pretty generous with this. Dab the mud around. I might go some more black. We'll go some more black. Darken that up. This is the cool stuff with this weathering. It's all trial and error. Yes, Paul, I will do that, mate. I will post you a link. I'll see if I can find you a link. I'll post you a link to where you can buy it. I will post you pictures of what this stuff looks like. Weathering kit, mate. Weathering kit, not makeup. People will take the piss out of you if you call it makeup. Right, now we'll put some rust over the top of all this stuff. And then I'm going to see what Chris reckons, because this was his idea. Hopefully he likes it. I'm going to go nice and thick with the rust here. Might even do my little scoop. Drop a scoop on top. This is for the extra thick rust. A bit more on top. I know it's a bit hard for you guys to see what I'm doing. I'll give you a good look at the drum in a second. Right, this will give you a good idea of what I'm doing. I've got a good amount of the rust powder sitting on top. I'm going to take my horrible brush and ever so gently dab it to the point where it spreads but doesn't break the dust right down. The reason for that is I want a good patch sitting on top, so it looks like good thick rust buildup. A bit of black around the outside of that. There you go, Chris. There's your spill, mate. What do you reckon? Is it any good? That's looking like a pretty cool old beat up can. I think we need a bit round here. Yeah, we'll go some up here. Excuse me. Should I put a decal on it? Let's see if I can weather the decal. Yes? No? Hang on. Excuse me 1 second here. People messaging me while I'm going live. Rude. Kidding. I'll get to your message shortly, Jason. You should be watching this video. It's really cool. Right, I'm going to do a few more little random spots. Just going to hit it straight with rust dust. Alright, Paul, I'll have a look, and I've got decals here everywhere. Actually, I've got a good one I can put on it. If I'll do a decal right here. Excuse me being in the way. Deadlock Racing. We all know I'm a team driver, which is a pretty massive honour. I'm going to cut one of these out without wrecking it. Then I'm going to put it on the drum. I'm going to see if I can dirty it up a bit. I mean, I know I can dirty it up a bit, but like, see if I can make it look good. You have to excuse the silence when I'm cutting out decals. I get very finicky when I cut out decals after all the Tamiya bodies I've done. If anyone here has done a Tamiya kit, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to invite Jason, which I thought, yeah, I invited him. Okay, one decal. I'm going to stick it there. All good, Chris. Thanks for joining us, mate. I really appreciate it. Won't be too long on this. I'll call it a night because I've got to work tomorrow too. Right. Deadlock decal. We're going to go straight there. Deadlock, baby. Right. Now I'm going to do my same little trick as I did before. Little dab of black paint. Dab of water. Hit it with my tissue paper. The main thing with this, especially on, it's already starting to look nice and dirty. The main thing, like on a sticker like this, because it's black background, is just spreading some water and dust for the dirt and mud to stick to. So I'm hitting this with light sand. That's looking pretty cool already. Now, because if I just did one colour it wouldn't look aged. I'll do a few more little drops. It's your own live feed pile. You've made the big time, buddy. It's yours. Right, now I'm going to hit a different colour. I still want the decal to be noticeable. There you go, mate. Mike George is watching. Thanks for joining us, Mike. I've just dirtied up a deadlock decal. I hope that doesn't get me in trouble with Granger. Anyway, this is where we're at. Mike, you've probably joined at the worst time, mate, because we're not far from calling this done. I will do a little bit more, mate, but I've just dirtied up the deadlock decal. I might actually do a little bit more around the top just to sort of make it blend in and look like it's been there a lot longer. Touch of my black paint around the edge of the decal. Touch of water. Anytime, Pole. I'm just glad you guys stuck it out and watched, mate. Because you don't have to. You know, you guys go above and beyond on, you know, this group. So that's the least I can do. There you go, mate. That's a bit better. Now it actually looks like it's been there a bit longer. So, considering it's just us, mate, I might call it a night. I'll do a little bit more on this, and then I'll post up some pictures. I will post up pictures of these. I don't know how well you can see that because it's going to be back to front. Tamiya Weathering Kit C. That's your main one. Okay, that's got your rust, your black, or your gunmetal colour, and the silver. That's what you'll use mostly for metal. Then there's the A kit. That's what I use for the dirts, making stickers look crappy, for wood and things like that. So these two are the main things you use, A and C, when doing this stuff. I don't want to drop this. Tamiya black paint. Brilliant stuff. Water. Well, we've got water. Crappy brushes that you don't care about. Granger's watching. Granger, do you want to see what I did, mate? I don't know if you'll like it. I dirtied up a deadlock decal. I couldn't help myself. Rust everything. So that's the sort of stuff you need, mate. Hopefully that helps you with doing yours. I'll do a couple of more patches and then we'll call this quits because I've got to go to work tomorrow. Little spotch on top. You like it, dear Granger? I wasn't sure if you'd like it, mate, or you thought I was a dick for doing it. I'll be sure to get some nice up close pictures and stuff. Actually, what I should do, man, is like I should see if I can get another one of these, dirty it up, go the deadlock on the front, We could call it Deadlock Diesel, man. You could put that in your scale garage. That's a good idea. So I'm just adding a few more little finishing touches to this drum in a few little spots where I think it still needs a bit of dirtiness. Here's the quick 2-second how you do it, Granger. Hit it with a bit of black paint, put some water on your brush, spread that out to where you want a spill or a faded paint mark with your Tamiya weathering kit. See, rust colour. Very generously cover your brush in it. Dab that over your paint. The paint will make it stick to it. Once you got your first little bit on, I'll put a touch of water on it, and then I'm going to go back to the powders. Back to my powder, dab some more of that on it. That's going to fade the black out a bit further. Getting there. Maybe a touch more. I might even go a lighter colour. Actually, no, I won't. I'll go a touch more black paint. Bit of a layer effect. Dab it with my tissue again. This tissue's had some use, I tell you. And then we'll go a bit more. We'll go a bit of thick rust on top. I was saying earlier, with a flathead screwdriver, if you scoop up some of the rust dust, drop it on top of some wet paint or tacky paint, and then just sort of gently spread it out enough so that it sticks but doesn't fall. That should dry there. So that's how you rust up. That's how I rust up scale accessories. This was a perfectly clean drum before this started. So the question is, for those of you remaining, was this live feed any good? Should I do more in the future? Would you watch them? I like that. I've got rusty shit here everywhere. You've probably all seen all the rusty crap I've been doing. It's addictive. Okay, I think that's going to have to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys sticking around watching it. Feel free to let me know in the comments as Paul's doing. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want to see more, what you want to see. Whether it's me sitting here tinkering with a truck or it's doing this sort of stuff or whatever. Deadlock, baby. So, let me know if you want to see more. I'm going to call it a night because it's late and I should be in bed. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll do another one of these soon. Thanks, guys.